Hello there, I'm Mr. Sullivan, and welcome to U.S. History class. As you can see, I have a little bit of construction going on behind me. I have a little bit of a leaky roof that's apparently going to be a problem for a while for me. Rather than putting my big ugly mug on the main screen, I figured I'd have my little mug down here in the corner and have my notes be on the main screen here. So I'll just kind of follow my notes and talk about them real quick so you can kind of see what this is all about this year. First of all, about myself, this is my 24th year of teaching. I've been teaching for quite some time, not really expecting that I would be that guy that had been teaching that long, but I am that guy that has been teaching that long. This is my 17th year at Ames High. For the first 16 years I was here at Ames High, for the first 15 years I was here at Ames High, taught U.S. history the same way, pretty conventional chronological order, starting with the foundations of Christopher Columbus, trying to get as far as we could, usually as far as most of my students ever knew. Henry Kissinger was the last president of the United States. So last year, Mrs. Hugdahl and I decided to try something different with U.S. history curriculum, to shake it up a little bit, because just felt like the curriculum was a little stagnant, that the ideas were a little stagnant, so we decided to change some things, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but it's really been an invigorating process. Just some more stuff about me. My wife teaches here at the high school as well. She's a chemistry teacher, so she has seniors at the start of the year, which is great. She loves having seniors at the start of the year, but by the end of the year, she's not so thrilled with having seniors. I have all freshmen and sophomores, so at the beginning of the year, my year is a little more sporadic, but by the end of the year, things really go a lot smoother and a lot more smoothly. I have two children. I have a son who is in 5th grade at Fellows, and he is the king of the hill, certainly in his own mind. Being the biggest kids in the elementary building are something that he is very excited about. I also have a 7-year-old who's in 1st grade. He is also very excited because he gets to be in real school instead of just kindergarten, which I didn't know there was a difference, but apparently there is. I also am the head girls basketball coach. I help out with varsity football as the director of football operations and video coordinator, and also am the social studies department liaison, which simply means I get to do more paperwork than other people. So as you can see, I'm very busy here at the high school, but one of the things that's really been exciting, getting back to our curriculum, has been this thematic approach. So what we're doing this year, and we've got 2 new teachers to our building this year. One, Miss Gillette, who moved here from Colorado, another Miss Farrington, who's our head volleyball coach, and moved here from Montezuma. Didn't have as far of a trip, obviously. They've agreed to try this thematic approach and see how things play out here as the year goes on. And having done this last year, I feel like I have a much better grip on what's going on and how things are going to play out and how things are going to happen in U.S. history this year. So a little bit about the thematic approach. So what we do is we basically broke the year down into 6 units. Each of these 6 units addresses a theme in American history. So our first unit is immigration and migration. So we're going to start with the Pilgrims, talk about the Mayflower Compact and how the first settlers that come to the New World, the things they encountered, the problems, the benefits, why they came, the motivations, and those kinds of things. And then we're going to follow that theme of migration and immigration from origins to present day, and talk about issues like illegal immigration, talk about issues that are going on, current events today. One of the benefits of doing U.S. history this way is that it really gives us a chance to get into modern issues. A lot of times when we used to teach in a more chronological approach, first semester was kind of blah. Not many people were interested in Edmund Randolph, the first Attorney General of the United States. And so this provides us an opportunity to cover into more modern ages. So we'll do a big unit on immigration and migration and how those patterns changed, how they became common, how they were different from one time period to another. So we'll start off with the Pilgrims and the Mayflower Compact, then we'll talk about Bacon's Rebellion. Then the next thing you know, we're already into the 1800s. And then the next thing you know after that, we're into immigration in the Industrial Revolution. And then we're into the 1920s. So we'll spend about 5 weeks on immigration and migration. Then when we're done, we'll have a test, and we'll take a test, and we will have an objective test and a subjective test. The subjective is simply an essay question, and it's one overarching question. For this first unit, we really give them a lot of help, but then after that, we just kind of give them the question, and the kids take the ball and run with it. Then our next unit will be on the role of government. Now that's a massive unit. It's probably going to be a 9-10 week unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to split that in half. We're going to have half the stuff will be in the first part, and then half, the 20th century will be in the second part. Just because it's more manageable for the kids that way. And again, it'll be a test. It'll be an objective part and a subjective part. The objective part is the true-false multiple choice matching questions. Then we'll finish first semester with a Constitution unit, talking about the foundations of the Constitution and their rights as citizens, and that'll take us up to the semester test. Then second semester, we're going to start with kind of an innovative unit on civil rights. It's going to be very interactive, going to have a lot of stuff for the kids to do, to really, and what we are planning on doing is really focusing on civil rights post World War II and the civil rights movement for African Americans, particularly in the South, but in all urban areas in particular. Then when we finish up that unit after about 4 weeks, we'll come back and we'll hit on protests and rebellions for about 5 or 6 weeks. And then when that unit's over, we have our big unit in second semester, which is our war and conflict unit. And much like the role of government unit in the first semester, we're going to split that in half. Half of it will be, we'll take a test after about the halfway point, and then 20th century will be the other half. So as you can see, it's really kind of a unique approach. The kids enjoy it. They aren't really comfortable with it at first because it's very different than what they've done in the past. You know, in the past they just study rich dead guys, and now we try to focus more on what made those guys important and what events and contexts were important and in place when those things were going on. We really think your son or daughters are really going to enjoy this year. It's an exciting time to be at Ames High. We've gone through a lot of transformations, a lot of changes. And as a staff, I think we're really excited about what's going on. I know as a teacher, I'm really excited about what's going on. I've enjoyed getting to know both of these sections already and some of the activities that we've done here so far to start the year. And we're really looking forward to getting going with the year. If you ever have a question, please feel free to email me, call me. Very accessible. I check my email entirely too much, says my wife, but I'm certainly available. So again, welcome to another exciting year at Ames High, and we certainly hope that things goes well for your son or daughter as it has for many hundreds of Ames High alumni over the years. Thank you.